So here's a story on Semaphore. Semaphore I've done a little bit of research on it, is a fairly well reputable sort of a site. It's not a BBC but it's fairly reputable, is my understanding. I do like this X Otis. You got that? Or the Xscape.
Why is that the first time I've seen that? That's really amazing.
The Bluesky boom worries Chinese media. Chinese state media is reportedly troubled by the latest exodus of X users flocking to Bluesky, state outlets which put considerable resources into amassing millions of followers on Elon Musk's social media platform, including buying ads, deploying bots, and hiring influencers, have recently seen their growth plateau. The growing popularity of Bluesky, which has a largely liberal base and harder to manipulate algorithm, has sparked worried chatter within Chinese state media circles. A former Xinhua, and China Daily employee wrote in his newsletter he predicted the accounts would migrate to Bluesky, though it may take time. For now, the sector's focus has shifted back to domestic Mandarin language channels and platforms like Bilibili, WeChat, and Douyin, the Chinese version of TikTok. So basically, China has put a shit ton of time, energy, resources, finances into being a propaganda outlet on X. And now that Elon has turned X into a place where people are fleeing, they are seeing less cut through for their investment. As Bluesky takes flight, China has got a Twitter problem. This week, a series of migrations has added buzz to Bluesky. On Tuesday, the app passed 20 million mark, adding 1 million accounts a day, and overtook Threads worldwide for the number of active daily users. For Chinese state media, the rise couldn't have come at a worse time. They have sunk considerable resources into Twitter via unlabeled state-sponsored influencers, huge bot networks, and the famous 50 Cent Army, offline police harassment of users, and cultivating the platform owner Elon Musk. That's a tough one. Cultivating the platform's owner. So they've been cultivating Elon Musk is the charge. The Twitter bird they thought had finally been caged. However, with Bluesky looking likely to emerge past Threads, Mastodon, and Substack notes as the escape of choice, already there is worried chatter within Chinese state media circles as to how to address the problem. Chewie, it's just kind of more evidence of what Twitter is turning into, and as has always kind of been. But once you get rid of those gatekeepers, like Elon did when he walked in on day one carrying his sink, it reached a tipping point, like the scorched earth. Like people like yourself, I still use a lot of Twitter, but I use it primarily just to put stuff out on as opposed to interacting on. People are like, they've reached their enough is enough point. They've reached their scorched earth. Okay, I've seen enough decapitations and, Ukrainian soldiers having their heads blown off and, revolting race. I've seen enough now. I'm out. There's enough of that. Elon Musk is actually harming, potentially, the Chinese national media world. So maybe he's doing a good thing, but inadvertently. What are your thoughts?
Look, so many thoughts. Look, I was one of the rats that decided to jump pretty early after the Musk takeover. My first reaction was for someone that has spent a significant amount of time and effort combating the hard right wing, like I'm talking neo-Nazi, avowed Nazis online. Yeah. To see one of the first things that was on Elon's list was to unban a huge amount of them. I was like, no, I don't want to be part of that. Now he said it was about free speech, but I'm sorry, that is my that is my red line. his behavior, like then it became more of Elon's personality. Did he support Ukraine? Did he not support Ukraine? And then as more and more of his influence came into that company, the people that he let go, the group that was set up to combat misinformation and keep their users safe online was culled. And then its utility as a weapon to destabilize societies became really, really apparent. I think there is still lots to be looked at as far as how manipulated Twitter is. Elon talked at length about one of the benefits was that he was going to get rid of bots. There is more evidence now about manipulated zombie accounts, bot farms, Russian and Chinese misinformation agents. And look, it's not clever. It's not necessarily automated. They've just got a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
That can do this. And the benefit for those regimes is that they can look at their biggest threat globally, the US, and really put their thumb on the scale of their elections. And I think we have seen that over the last decade, and Elon has just turbocharged it. Now he's living at Mar-a-Lago. Now he's looking at dismantling the US federal government. It is insane. And I think there is a point, and I think we have reached that mass tipping point where people are going, why am I on Twitter? Why am I contributing to this? Is Twitter, because I will refuse to call it X because it's dumb, does this social media still have the same utility for me? News organizations are looking at it and going, is this a place where truth will circulate, or is it getting drowned out in the noise? Do we want ads? Do we want to train an AI? Do we want to do all of this sort of stuff? So when I got an invite to Bluesky and looked into it and going, well, this is very, very funny. The creator of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, basically traps Elon into buying the platform, but not the source code. So he immediately goes and sets up Bluesky, which was like Twitter 2 or 3 years ago. And it was just like, oh, cool, this is everything that I want. There's just nobody here now. But Jesus, that's changed in 12 months.
Yeah. I wonder as well, maybe what we could do is just, this is probably should have done this first. This is Rose Wang. She's the COO of Bluesky. There's two women that run it. There's a CEO and a COO. She's the COO. She talks about what Bluesky is in 60 seconds. Let's just play this so everyone is in clear exactly what it is.
Hi everyone, I'm Rose from the Bluesky team, and I just wanted to wish a warm welcome to all our new users and also tell you a little bit about why we built Bluesky. For us, it's all about user choice and freedom of exit. What does that mean? Well, you're probably used to being trapped in a single algorithm controlled by a small group of people. That's no longer the case. On Bluesky, there are about 50,000 different feeds, with at least, I think, 5 cat feeds and a fountain pen aficionado feed. And these feeds provide a cozy corner for you to meet people with similar interests. And you can actually make friends again because you're no longer tied to a dominant algorithm that promotes either the most polarizing posts and or the biggest brands. And that's the mandate of Bluesky. Let's open social up. So anything we build, whether that's feeds or moderation services or even the app itself, any other user can build, and you get to choose with your feet which experience you like best. And that's how we can keep social fun and healthy because it's built by the people for the people. So let's play and let's build.
So that's what the sort of the CEO, one of the bosses at Bluesky, describes Bluesky as. And our news is we have secured an interview with Rose. So we're just working on schedules right now. I was talking to the press team today, but she said yes to me. I've been messaging her, and now I'm talking to the press. So if you want to know more about Bluesky, if you want to have probably, I would think, some quite deep insights into, the world of social media and those that make it, we will be having Rose Wang on the show, I would hope, within the next week. I don't know, but I would hope within the next week. And that means, I think, officially, Chewie, doesn't everyone who watch us have to now get a Blue Sky? Isn't that the payoff, the quid pro quo?
Yeah, absolutely. It has to be trackable. Look, I'd like to say a couple of little anecdotes from my time on Blue Sky and from comments that I've heard from friends and accounts that I follow. I have seen people say that even with less followers, they get way more engagement, and it's more authentic engagement. It's people that actually want to engage with what they're talking about or what they're creating, their artwork, their merch and products, and that sort of thing. And that is because that algorithm that Twitter had, which was the best sort of engagement, the most active form of engagement, the surest bet for our algorithm is rage. We want to put the most offensive positions in front of people's eyeballs first, because that will drive that activity. That does not exist on Blue Sky. If you reshare something, that is a massive signal boost for that account or that opinion. It is more true in that way. And I have seen that their moderation team is extremely active at keeping accounts that are just there to farm rage, to peddle bigotry and hate, are existing on the platform for a matter of hours before getting nuked, whereas you had to get a serious amount of people to mass report an account on Twitter to get any sort of action, and that died when Elon took over. In my opinion, it's a safer place. It's a nicer place. It may change over time, and I think that will be one of the challenges that Blue Sky will have, and it will certainly be one of the questions that we ask Rose when she comes on.
Yeah, they talk about the shitification every kind of social media. I mean, you think about even Facebook, started off in a dorm room and was for university or students only, and it was, and then the shitification comes in. So how do you get an app, or how do you get this kind of world and stop that happening, stop it becoming just a basically a neoliberal carrier of adverts? How do you stop that? Don't know.
And it's the ability to police your own feed and what you see. Like, you can block people, you can mute them, you can report them. Like, you have those tools that we used to have, and then basically got taken away on Twitter quite aggressively. So the ability to hide from certain accounts and that sort of thing, which for a lot of people was a safety thing.
Yeah.
Like, and that was gone, sacrificed to the altar of free speech. It just if you're on Twitter, just get out. Just get the ship is sunk.